I guess it lines up.
Yeah, I think it's just a very good way of making sure that you don't overcompensate for a nerf or a buff. In this case, it just demands the players to be a lot more efficient in handling the weapon. Like back then,
Yeah.
people just pick up vector akimbos and you just spray and pray. You know, long gone are the days of having that weaponry terrorize the meta. And that's actually how most of our pro players found their start, at least in Malaysia, right? Like the good old Cobra from Expand. That's
Cobra.
how he rose to fame. Like the only guy who has mastered the vector akimbo. And then afterwards we had the Charge Buster, which was also a pretty a meta that has a lot of headaches. That gives a lot of people headaches. Thailand players love that because they keep one-shotting people. We moved on from that to shotguns now, the M590 being one of the primary ones. But I think overall, that's also the time where active ability started becoming a lot more prevalent, right? And then it changes the whole dynamic of the game. But you know, we've come a long way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of changes. A lot has changed already. It's I know it's still Free Fire, but it's unrecognizable from what we've seen from the past, from years before. And that's what I love about this game, because it does make all those changes. You need to adapt. And even the pro players need to adapt that much. We've heard from interviews, not only from these players right here. Hello guys, if kids out there, this is what I love about Free Fire. Kids can be a part of this. But going back to the story,
they could be. I don't know. They're the future of Free Fire.
Yeah, like they might be the next Razia, the next Wonder Kids. I would say.
The Powerpuff.
But anyways,
Kids.
going back to going back to the story. I mean, there's a lot of changes that has been done into the game that really makes it even more exciting. And even the OB50 update is aligned with the Clash Squad that we have. Not only are we going to have the show match, we also have more days of it in the fall season. And we've seen so much of that AN94 that has improved in accuracy. There's a change as well. There's a tweak in damage for the M1917, which I often use, especially if I lose out on the pistol round. So I still go on pistol round with a stronger weapon, but I am having so much problems right now making all those knockdowns because of the nerf, which is good, because if you're going in against a team who made you fail the pistol round and you still have a powerful double revolver in your hand, it doesn't look like you lost that round. So that's the factor, that's the changes, the balancing, I would say, that Free Fire is doing in all these weapons.
Yeah, and it's helping teams that win pistol round get a proper leg up, you know? Like you don't win the pistol round and then you think to yourself, man, I'm not getting enough of the lead. So I do like the leverage it adds onto it. Also, quick shout out to Buffalo, one of the only revolver mains out there. I don't know how he does it. Good old legends from Vietnam, from Heavy. But let's jump into round number 1 of this best of 3, Laos and Thailand. And I'm already excited. Again, only shotguns available. Very limited kit. Tons of glue walls laid down. Holy cow, they are moving fast.
I mean, they're moving fast. They're also laying down a lot of glue walls, and they have set a boundary already amongst themselves. It's a 1-4 split for Laos, and similar to Thailand, but Copper is a little too close, so they might be able to take down Kai Noi if they can push through all those glue walls. But that is the problem right now. They couldn't just rush in because they're only using the shotgun. The moment you shoot a 2, they can easily put up a few more glue walls. That makes it difficult, but the stairs that's being done by Thailand at this point might help them to push through.
And they're just trying to establish as much presence as they can, right? Using the glue wall as a means of shoving the opponents closer to the blue, which is going to eventually close in. It seems like I'm surprised that both teams are extremely patient, right? I'm expecting maybe the Thailand team like Copper to make the call and they just go for the rush. But this is a very deadly double stack from Laos, and I don't think Thailand has enough information yet.
Let's see though, I mean, they are just breaking through glue walls as Laos is just keeping their glue walls safe. That boost and another set. It's just like them building a tower of glue walls at this point to like throw off the gameplay of Laos. And there goes the push. Copper already pushed through. Racha Mong with only a few HP remaining, bench back away, but Copper is still into it. And there goes Copper for the knockdown. 1 down already and 2 down already, and Laos is all on the way to the other side as the circle is shifting.
Yeah, Copper with the breakthrough. Onamo does get traded.
Double
So it is
kill.
even, but very quickly Thailand just swarms Laos.
Triple kill.
And led by Copper himself on the copy ninja, Thailand takes round 1.
I mean, Thailand, as we call it, there's a lot of strong players out there, but we're not taking it away from Laos as well. I love the ideation that they are trying to barricade themselves, just waiting for Thailand to really make a move. But it's such unfortunate that Ratchamong has been caught out solo in there by Copper, and the rest of the teams are just going in on a 1v1. It's just isolation technique that we're seeing from Thailand right now, but Clock Tower is in. There's a different tactics overall, especially if you take that compound in the middle.
Oh yeah, and you can see the direction that the Thai team is taking. A 3-1 split, and usually that's the case if you have a long-range weapon, but it seems like Thailand are going to try to go for a long flank towards the southern side. Again, they've already established their presence against the Laos team, who are more huddled up at this corner, which gives Copper some room to work with if he does wish to do so.
Let's see though, the boost already up, or VLM-TV. They managed to see how the positioning of Thailand is right now, but VLM-TV will try to go in for the flank. Copper already in, and Onamo as well. LOB almost down. There goes PLM being taken out, but Copper has been knocked down as well. Pickup can be done. Onamo is down as well. Only 2 remains for Thailand. And there goes the confirmation, but LO8 has been knocked down.
Yeah, Onamo does get picked back up. Not can't say the same for LOA. So Ratchamong and Kai Noi, last 2 alive. Onamo gets time to recover. 3v2 in favor of Thai team. HP 1 brings it down to 3v1. Thailand wins round number 2. Once more, Copper with the breakthrough to really set up the chain reaction.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, chain reaction that is needed for the team to really dominate this game. Now, we are seeing a few passive skills that is being featured right now, especially in this gameplay. In this specific gameplay, we're seeing a lot of Caroline right here with agility that increases their movement speed by 16%. And this is efficient because they are only using a shotgun. It only works if you're holding a shotgun. So that's a reason as well why the teams are moving so fast, so quick in their rotation.
Another split from the Thailand team. Look at Copper and Onamo. I think they have already established that duo that they want to work with. And in this case, Copper has really been opportunistic in finding these openings. I think if Laos wants to find a way, you got to take advantage of the fact that Thailand is doing a 2-2 split and you do a 4-2 rush. It is quite risky, but knowing that you always start with the same loadout every round, you can afford to take the risk.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's no talk about economy. It's just the same loadout. And they managed to isolate both of the 2 players, HP 1 as well as another for Thailand. And this might be it. Laos might be seeing another point for them. It pushes Copper onto the other side, but the Blues already closing in, so there's a risk as well that tables can be turned. And the trio will be sticking together right now, trying to get away from all that hustle and bustle, but Kai Noi will try to move in close to the next phase of the circle.
That's all Laos needed to do, bring down 1 member of Thailand and put themselves in an advantageous position. 4v3 for Laos, for the first time in this series at least, that they have a man advantage. And look at them, 3 of them pushing towards Copper. Copper receiving plenty of heat, calls for backup, and still wins the 1v1 somehow. Finds the isolation fight, Ejer from behind, LO8 now goes down, Thailand turning it around.
Yeah, they are turning around despite of having a number disadvantage later on. Halo 8 has been picked up, but has been taken out once again by Ijer. Ratchamong, the only one remaining at this point. A 1v3, but a 1v1 could not work against Copper, and they have 3 points already for Thailand.
Hey, that's why they call him the Copper Ninja, the sixth Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village. Copper can do no wrong. 6-1 so far across 3 rounds, an average of 2 eliminations per round. And even under extreme pressure, was able to find opportunities to get isolated fights. Usually that shouldn't be the case, but when you have infinite glue walls to work with, Copper just knew which buttons to push.
Let's see though if they can still change the tide at this point, because Laos is not looking good. They are splitting up 1v3 or 1-3 split, but Copper will be left in here, and they need just to isolate Copper and take him down. HP1 they managed to do earlier. If they can repeat that and take down Copper, then that might work for them. But no, they are rotating on the other side. Onamo will be the target, and everyone for Thailand is just ganging up. And Kai Doi will be going into 1v1 against Copper at this point. Let's see if he'll be able to go for the knockdown.
Yeah, Copper really aggressive, calls in backup from Onamo, his trusted Team 7 trainee. And now they somehow have Laos boxed in, right? This split from Thailand once more forcing Laos to back off, corralling them into a very concentrated area. And now Thailand can just slowly push on forward.
I love the placement of Onamo at this point. I mean, taking the high ground, if in case he jumps and sees one, he will be able to jump and take down another player with a headshot. The same goes for LO8 right now. He's using glue wall, stacking up against each other, making sure that they have a higher ground advantage at this point with less on a range with those shotguns. But let's see though, they are being pushed over on the other side, just waiting for the glue to close in and shift as well. If it favors Laos, then they might be able to do it. But no, it is favoring Thailand at this point, and Namo is just silent and still waiting for that opportunity.
Yeah, Laos tried to go for a spot with the jump spot with the boost, but Thailand just puts up a glue wall and puts a veil over their eyes, so they cannot get enough info. But with the circle moving, of course, Thailand gains priority again. It is shifting towards their location. LOA and PLMTV, they do take point in front, and they might end up making contact with Onamo, who ambushes PLMTV and brings the number of Laos down again. Thailand springs into action as PLMTV gets removed from the fight. Copper and Egypt does get down low. LO8 with a knock onto Copper. They still need the confirmation, and Copper is still yet around. LO8 finally finds it, but an instant exchange for both teams, 2-2.
Kaino and LO8 need to make it work. HP1 has been taken down. Onamo right now, almost a 1v1, but no! Onamo managed to go for the clutch, and that is 4 points for Thailand, leaving Laos with a donut.
And that's his ninja way. Datebayo Onamo, a 3-0 deathless. So well, not two. He's 2-1 so far in this series, in this match. Obviously, in terms of elimination counts, he's the lowest on his entire team, but when push comes to shove, he got that MC plot armor energy to really win out against Laos, which in that situation felt like it was beneficial for the Laos teams. They had the numbers, they had the health bars, but they just could not close out the round.
Yeah, the thing is, the Blues also closing in, and that is what changed the tide for Thailand. I mean, the additional damage plus a knockdown on one or a takedown on one, that will really help you on that situation. But for Thailand right now, they are just playing around, finding a good rotation, finding a good position to just chase against. But Onamo being the bait at this point, pulling in 3 players, will they be able to go in for a takedown? Alok has been triggered, but not so much of engagement happening, waiting for the Blues to close in, probably take advantage of that once again.
I just saw the comments. Someone called Madara Uchiha is in the chat. Okay, I think all these characters are starting to show up in the live stream. But Thailand now going for a wraparound. Once more, like if we just look at the radar itself, Laos, they are not getting enough ground for themselves, and that in of itself is a disadvantage, right? You want to have space to navigate, but I guess with the circle closing in, Laos, they're comfortable holding this area for now. And now another attempt to break through from Thailand. Onamo leading the charge, but those blue walls are making it really, really hard.
It's very difficult right now, especially with the compound covering it. So there's not so much of a rotation that you can do. BLMTB is down. Archer is also being taken down. Ratchamong eliminated. And we are left with only one. There goes 5 points for Thailand. Laos being left behind. Only LO8 as well as Ratchamong is putting in on all those KDs. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see Kai Noi as well as BLMTB to move up. But it's tough, especially with all those glue walls blocking your way. And if you're not using the CQZs, then that would be the loss of this game.
Yeah, once more is Onamo and Copper with the backstab. So final round of this map number 1 before we come to a conclusion, at least for this map win. And I think for Laos, gotta start thinking about how to really drag this back, because Thailand, they are so far ahead. They have so much leeway to work with. And a lot of the compounds we play, like here at Peak, this is not gonna be the best and most comfortable area for Laos to work with.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, apart from not having any movement or space to move, the glue walls makes it a trouble. And once that blue closes in, it would be more troublesome. And we're seeing Namo and Copper, as you did mention, for backstab, and they are already slowly creeping in. And with Copper alone, that can get a knockdown. That would be very, very crucial for Laos to take down, or to take them down, be able to take the lead at this point.
And another jump spot on LO8. A good opener. As IJ removed from the fight before it even began. Laos pushed themselves in a position once more, just like I believe round number 3, where they had a numbers advantage. Now MTB ambushed by Onamo again. As Onamo gives him a knuckle sandwich to even out the playing field. Is down to the 3v3.
I would say, I mean, Onamo is using a silent jutsu. He's just staying in one corner, waiting for the opportunity, similar to what we've seen in the beginning, and he just goes for the takedown. Now, it's a 3v3 situation right now. Kai Noi has been received a little bit of damage, and Onamo will try to go and push through. The shift, though, is favoring Thailand, and the glue walls might help them just trap Laos at this point. Otherwise, they might go, or on the other hand, they might just go in for the flank. But again, this zone will definitely hurt. So hopefully they can open up that middle of Peak and get outside of the compound.
They already lost like half their health bars just to the blue zone alone, and now Thailand is just gonna try to hold them back. Look at where Copper is almost getting a jump shot onto the Laos players. Doesn't get the damage in just yet, but Copper, he is still playing in this corner, and once that blue wall goes down, Copper is going to have a clear shot, and Kai Noi smells this. He's going to not let Copper have the advantage, but he doesn't have the health bar to play up against Copper, and somehow Onamo finds another hit on the back line, and just like that is Booyah for the Thailand team. Map number 1 of Bermuda goes over to them 6-0.
Yeah, booyah for Thailand, and I'm loving how it's turning up right now. Thailand just showing up, and the position, the adjustment that they are doing are just prime. First off, they were just waiting, priming, finding out what rotation is being done by Laos, and then once they caught a glimpse of how they rotate, then they just take advantage of that for every round. Thus, it is a 6-0.
Yeah, it is. Well, the Laos team left scratching their heads about what happened, right? It was just not just mechanical brilliance, but also good strategy, good planning, and how to approach the rounds. I think the Thai team, just like we expected, has shown that experience over time playing the game. And I think the craziest thing is the fact that you mentioned before the match started, Thailand, we have a bunch of the biggest KOLs come together, but this Laos team, they also are at the same time a pro team, right? And this is going to be a good place to gather experience for themselves, but also really check out the big league, because that map 1 did not go as planned.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of fans out there really want to experience that. A lot of even the KOLs really want to experience how it is in a pro scene, in a pro setup. And with what we have on stage right now, it really is set up to be on a pro versus pro. And this is just a preview of what's going to happen once we have those professional teams into the mix. But it's not yet over between these two teams. We still have a few more rounds for this because this is a best of 3. So let's see if Laos will turn things around. Otherwise, Thailand might bring this in a 2-0 that quickly, similar to what we've seen in that first round.
Yeah, I think hopefully we go to a game 3, because if it ends 2-0, it's a single elimination. If Laos loses map number 2, they are out of contention, and then Thailand gets to move on to the finals. Tomorrow, they get to rest early and enjoy the rest of the day.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that is something that we don't want to see for this to end quickly. But as you can see, Copper, 10 elimination. It's tough really to get 10 elimination, especially if you're only using shotgun, but Copper just made it work. He popped off in the beginning, and towards the end, he helped out the rest of the teams as well. We've seen Onamo shows up with a lot of those moves, but for HP1, I mean, there's not so much of a flashy movement coming from HP1, but he'll just do the job that he is intended to do. Thus, they have more elimination overall, grabbing that 6-0, and it's 1 for Thailand right now, but there's no change of scene, Husky. We are still going back to Bermuda, so there's a potential that Laos can adjust after losing in some of those rounds.
Yeah, there's an opportunity for them to do the run it back, and I think that's kind of what they need, right? Like you got the taste test of how Thailand wants to play Bermuda, and you get a second chance at it. And if all things goes wrong, there's time to adapt to a match number 3. I think that's the best case scenario for the Laotians right now, is just to do a rerun and then see if they can use what they've learned in the first match to go up against Thailand, and at least end it in a more competitive manner.
Yeah, definitely. And there you go, our MVP. We have Copper with 10 elimination, and the Misfits did mention in the chat that it's not difficult to get 10 elimination. Well, it is difficult for me. It is difficult for me. That's why we are wowed with what Copper from Thailand has to offer. But we'll see now. We'll see. Probably someone will beat this record. But again, Copper is just bringing the bar to a different level at this point. KOLs versus KOLs, Laos versus Thailand is still in play, and that was just the end of game number 1.
Yeah, just the end of game number 1. More to come, and some space for the players to adjust to it. I think the crowd also wants more action, right? Like obviously the Thai crowd wants the Thai KOLs to win, but at the same time we're also here for some great fun free fire matches, and I'm pretty sure that especially those with the front row seats who are like inches away from the player booth, from the desk, you definitely don't want it to end that early. I think the vibe must feel immaculate there, and it's getting heated up. I see some beads of sweat on the foreheads of some of these players.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely, especially from Laos, who was trying to formulate a plan to take it again, to take 1 point away from Thailand. And yes, for those of you asking, they are playing on PC right now. Thus, we have the monitors in play. That makes it, for me, again, I'm using myself as a reference because I don't know so much of people really playing that, but it makes it difficult for me as well if you're used to the mobile or playing in the mobile phone. So as you can see as well, not only the stage, but also what's happening around the area. Those emotes, those dances being shown. I love it. I love the energy that's being thrown out here on all corners of the venue. So I really hope to be there.
Yeah, I really like how all these fans, like I remember back then there was a period of time people were saying that Free Fire, Free Fire is not gonna get any bigger, and I was like, no way, right? Like we are at the cusp of a new era. Fast forward 5-6 years later, this is a global phenomenon. We're getting more and more regions and getting the grand finals. Every tournament gets better and better. We just hit our peak at EWC. I don't know how we're ever gonna top that, even in the upcoming global finals, to be honest. But we also had Saudi Arabia, the NBA region, for the very first time in history, have a chance to win an EWC trophy, right? They were ranked top 6 at the Esports World Cup like less than a month ago. You tell me that 5 years ago, I would not believe you. So we have come a really, really long way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why, like, it's not just the usual teams that we see that's really popping off. Even the other teams, even other regions that we haven't seen perform are showing up, and I am loving it. Even as we speak, I think there's a few more regions being activated or reactivated to be in tournaments or to have their tournaments. I'm talking about a few that I featured on my content. We have Bangladesh that we've seen already in EWC, and I believe they will be part in more tournament in the future. And we also had a Free Fire Max Indian Cup that is happening right now. So there's a lot of activation being done for Free Fire. So for those of you waiting, I won't say which region. Those of you waiting, there might be a chance that it will happen. Maybe not this year, but next year, because we're just waiting for the roadmap. The beginning of this year, the roadmap has been introduced. They did say it is going to be big. It is going to activate more on a global scale, and it's happening right now.
Yeah, when they say, you know, I've got the global takeover, I mean, they literally have a Naruto collaboration, right? I don't know if there's anything that symbolizes a takeover more than the fourth great ninja war. We head back to Bermuda once more, and this time we have the privilege to be at the Rimnam village. Let's see if Laos has adapted to this, right? Like we know that Thailand they have been playing this 2-2 split, this 3-1 split, and they have been really efficient in taking up space and really just putting Laos in a stranglehold. We're seeing the same thing again. Onamo just, holy cow, he is running straight forward, and Kai Noi has to give up space.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about for Laos that is an advantage for them, this like open area of Rimnan Village can be helpful. They have a good view of where Thailand will be coming in, and they can take advantage. But Copper right now, Kakashi moving slowly from behind, backstab, but it misses because of the wall, and Ratchamong will be taken down. Dang Tsui is in, and he is already making it work. Hanoi going in for the rush. Anjerd will be damaged, but not so much. Onamo right now will go for the flank and the backstab against PLMT, and it is now left to 2.
Yeah, LOA and Kai Noi not really in the healthiest of position, as Kai Noi needs some time to really heal himself back up. The rest of the Thai team parked themselves in front of his glue wall. Just trying to chase him down. His back is turned. Unfortunately, the strongest ninja in the history of the ninja universe cannot stand up against 4 main characters. And Thailand once more scores first blood.
All right, first blood, first round. And, well, we are going into a different area right now. And, again, shotguns overall, for those of you asking. There's no other weapons. There's no other equipments that they can equip. Only the M1887. And I guess that's what's making it difficult for Laos at this point. Because they not only do they have that potential damage from long range, but with the glue walls being laid out, you have to break through it. And for Thailand, they're just putting up as well as taking it down as quickly. So that's the movement that Laos needs to do to be able to take one against Thailand.
I think, you know, overall for Laos, once again, they have been really caught in positions where they either get picked off first or they get outmaneuvered. Don't really want that, right? Onamo with some chip damage onto PLMTV right at the start. And just look at the position that Thailand team is holding. Ratchamong, he needs to somehow anchor down that spot, because if he gets overwhelmed, they lose control. Laos makes the call to fall back and regroup.
Let's see, the Copper are slowly creeping in. That ledge, though, would be very, very crucial for them. If anyone falls down on that, that would mean everyone will move, or a knockdown or takedown might happen. So let's see if they'll be able to maintain their position on that higher ground, and as well as the blue closing in. But there goes Ratchamong being caught out. Onamo being taken down by Kai Noi. And the trade, though, would be equivalent to a 1-2. Now, Ratchamong as well as Kai Noi will need to fire back, otherwise they will be going down. Dang Tui almost taken down, but managed to put up a glue wall, and Ratchamong goes down for hand of Dang Tui.
Yeah, once more, the clapback from Thailand is just a bit better. And Nang Tui with the closeout. Another shutdown going over to Thailand, 2-0 as they continue to lead this entire series. They have not dropped a single round, Neptune.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they did switch a player right here. Nang Tui has been introduced, and he's just taking the spotlight away from Copper. He is getting 4 already. Not only 4 in elimination, but also 3 in assist. So he is all over the place, and that is in a good way.
Yeah, he showing himself to be Thailand split 2-2 split again, and I think for Laos they are gonna try to gang up, right? Last time they did this, they go for a 4-2 push. They were able to get first blood, just not able to close out the round. Trying to look for Namo, who somehow slips past the cracks, and Racha Mong now in danger. Eager from behind, LOA takes contact, but Eager somehow stays alive, and Laos calls for backup. Eager managed to buy time to keep himself safe. Nang Toi also escapes Thailand, somehow disengaged.
And they disengage, still manage to stay alive. Ijerd will be the next one who might be going in, but Nang Tui is all just waiting, healing up inside that blue wall barricade. Raja Mong just pulling some space for him or between him and some of the players. And this is what I'm talking about. The quick reversal that's being done by Thailand after the isolation that is being attempted by Laos right now is just pristine, and they couldn't take an elimination at this point. Nang Tui might be next, but there's just so much of opening for Thailand to be able to take down one player from Laos.
Yeah, TV with the first ever knockdown. Nang Tui is officially eliminated. TV is hanging on by a thread, but still delivers. And the second one with the Ijerd, and Thailand now for once is put on a back foot on Namo. Now third to get knocked down is down to Copper. Can he get a 1v3 clutch? That will be the question of this round. If Copper pulls it off, it will be historical. Kainoi gets fish with him. Copper around the corner. 1v1. Copper with 1 HP. Kainoi finally gets the first ever round for Laos.
Finally around, and that's what I'm talking about. Now, isolation did work despite of the reversal being done by Thailand, but again, it's just that it's just Nang Tui being trapped in one corner while the rest is just barricading themselves with that blue wall. So hopefully this will be the motivation for Laos for really making a scene, making it work for them for this round number 2, because we are back into a place where they didn't do so well. All those compounds doesn't work. They just want open grounds that they can move around and use those blue walls to their advantage.
See, once more as Racha Mong, he's going to make sure that Thailand gets held back. They don't get that backstab maneuver again. And that's one of the adjustments that Laos has made. Copper can't really just sneak behind and take out members from Laos before the fight even starts.
Let's see though. I mean, they are just pulling away, and there goes Onamo, who might be caught off guard. But as quickly as that, Copper just regrouped with him. Onamo though, a backstab onto him, managed to get away with the glue wall, LOA, but he needs backup from BLM TV, and it has been reversed. LOA has been taken down, and Copper is the one who did it. Now it is a 3v4 situation, not favoring Laos, and Copper is just making it work as well as Onamo. So Kainoi, the only one remaining, and as we speak, that is another point for Thailand.
Quickest clapback ever. Thailand once more just making it look easy. Round 5 on Katalistewa. Thailand on a hell of a streak. Copper and Nang Tui this time stepping up to the occasion. Copper 5-1 and 2 so far. Really has just been playing a near flawless series.
Yeah, I mean, Copper doesn't want to be overshadowed by Nang Tui, who just came into play. He wants to take that lead in terms of elimination, and he is doing it right here. But again, let's focus more on what else can Laos do, because in everything, in every counter that they're trying, that they're attempting, they are just being thrown off guard by Thailand. So sticking together is not working for them. Like, I would want to see one flanking behind, similar to what we've seen Onamo and Copper doing. Probably that is the advantage that they need.
Yeah, I think, for Laos, they've been able to stop the flank, right? They found a way to stop Thailand from sneaking into the back line, but Next, it comes down to the mechanics. How good are they in these CQCs? And so far, it's pretty obvious that the Thai players are just a lot more proficient in these gunfights. Now they are the ones that are slowing down the game.
Yeah, let's see though. I mean, slow down will really throw off their gameplay, their rotation. So let's see if there's something that they can take advantage of. Copper already on a long flank as Onamos provides as a distraction for two players. So let's see if Nang Tui and Ajard can take down Ratchamong to give way for Copper right there. Copper already on the backstab, and there goes Ajard taking down Ratchamong, and it's now back to a 3v4, and this is where Thailand just steamrolled.
Should be an unlosable round. Two more get knocked out. Copper, Nang Tui, back-to-back delivery. PLM left to pick up the pieces and gets knocked down. Thailand, another round win.
Yeah, another round win. And again, Copper still lead in terms of elimination, followed by Nang Tui, but Onamo making it work. But for Ajard, I mean, he did manage to go in for a first knockdown earlier, and that is a huge assist coming from this guy. But I'm loving what Onamo is offering right now. He's just being that tank. He's tanking everything, being the distraction to give an opening to Copper, and we're not seeing that kind of chemistry from Laos at this point. I mean, Laos at this point. They're just like sticking together. The moment that a call is made in one direction, everyone just rushes in, and that is giving a way for Thailand to really put them in one position and box him out.
Look at the strategical depths too from Thailand. Even from the player camp, our KOLs are having a lot of fun, maybe too much fun. Another round where the silence is deafening. And it is a lot more stressful for Laos, right? They feel like the onus is on them to make a move. Attempted jump spot from LO8. It does saw the crossover from Thailand, but they don't have a plan for the next move.
Yeah, I mean, no plan at all. Probably just staying in there on above everyone else. PLM though will try to go in full flank. Active skill, Alok already activated, but that only gives them an opening to pull away. Nang Tui might be going in for a backstab right now. Pushes in together with the group, and Onamo pulls damage onto PLM again disrupting their rotation.
Yeah. And this is starting to get a lot more tensed up. PLM really deep down in the red. Nang Tui able to take him down and across the wall, give him a one-punch man effect. Of course, in this case, LO8 finds straight onto Ajard, get a equalizer. At least in this case, Laos finding some response, but Thailand disengage again.
Yeah, let's see. Kainoi is trapped in one corner. The shift is happening that Thailand's already taken advantage of. So Nang Tui is already in the lead of backing off and backing away and probably taking this point, but good rotation by Kainoi as well to make sure they have an opening on the next phase of the circle. Glue walls after glue walls being laid out, a 1v2 might be happening, but Onamo needs to recover, and Kainoi is already waiting for it. LO8 a little bit too late for the party though, and Ratchamong is quite too far, so 3v3 will need to be pristine. All shots need to be done on one player first before they go in for the rest. And that is what Copper has received. Same goes for LOA.
Ratchamong somehow able to get away from Onamo, who is literally trying to track him down. And just like that, his great escape allows Laos to get a second round.
I mean, the great escape. I mean, Onamo is something else. The movement overall, he's just fast. These guys are fast in terms of movement, and this is what we love in Clash Squad. That is what is needed in Clash Squad. Other than mechanical skills, as well as accuracy, that movement. How quickly can you get away or get in and away from battle, as well as respond to your teammates' needs. So that is what Onamo and the rest of Thailand is offering right now, but Laos is just coming back slowly, and hopefully this is surely, because there's still a lot of catching up to do.
Plenty of ground to cover if you are on the side of Laos. It seems like Thailand, they're not slowing down. Now they're going to switch it up a little bit, right? Run straight at Laos and see how that response is going to be. Onamo parks himself very far in front seems to have an angle to actually get an ambush off if Laos moves any further forward, but they do end up deciding against it.
Yeah, I mean, they just rotated on the other side, making sure that they have more open space to run around and run through against Thailand. Otherwise, the compounds can catch them off guard, especially with Copper and Onamo just like splitting up and just attempting a backstab. So Nang Tui is trying to do the same, but he is very close, and those blue walls is not helping them in being stealthy. But as LO8 has been taken down, Nang Tui in a 1v1 on the one side, the blue wall might be able to save him, and the Rezo team right now is regrouping. No takedown just yet though. Ijerd has been knocked down at this point.
Yeah, and I think, so far it's just been crazy turn of events. I think the Laos teams, again, we're seeing the adjustments from them. We're seeing the, how do I put it? The adjustment, and then they are starting to ramp up the aggression a little bit, right? We see here Nang Tui and Onamo, only two of them left standing. So without Copper, maybe Nang Tui can make another recovery as the latest substitution for the Thailand team. They still have a decent spot to work with, of course, outnumbered, but we've seen these two handle tough situations.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Nang Tui is one of the guys that can really put in the numbers, and Onamo is just like stealthy, but also a guy that can distract the overall gameplay of Laos at this point. Ratchamong, potential for the backstab, but Nang Tui managed to get away and just chasing it against LO8. And there goes the takedown against Kai Noi, but the trade on Onamo. Now there goes a victory. Another point to Laos to close the gap.
Yeah, Laos needed a hero, and Ratchamong is that guy. Really showing up when the Hidden Leaf Village needed him the most. In fact, he is the hero, lore-wise. Everyone only sets their eyes on Naruto, but they forgot that Itachi was the reason that the Great Uchiha Massacre happened, but also prevented a war between the clan and the Hidden Leaf Village. So Ratchamong really, giving Laos a second and third chance, making this match a whole lot closer compared to the first one.
Yeah, let's see though. I mean, if they can turn it around. We've seen them play in this specific map, and then it didn't work quite well for Laos. So there's not so much of opening as well because of the compound, as well as all those cars spread around. It gives Thailand more chances to go in on a drop and literally drop on a jump shot against Laos. So they will need to do the same play as well. They have those crates. They even have one platform to work with, but they're just pulling Thailand in to make sure they have that opening as well. But it's tough to call though. It's tough to call because the slowdown is being done by Thailand at this point.
So Thailand tried to go on the aggressive. Didn't really work out, so they fall back to default plans. This time it's Laos that's taking up a lot more space compared to Thailand. Though Nang Tui has a very powerful position to work with, this boosted up glue wall. Continues to be able to jump spot, able to do some chip damage from afar as well. Even though with this close range weapons, you still can, bruise your enemies a little bit. So it's between him and PLMTV, who will be making close contact, but Nang Tui playing on the low ground. PLMTV does not see him, and the breakthrough. Oh, Nang Tui fishes for it, doesn't get it.
Yeah, I mean, why just pull away? You still have another chance to be able to go for the takedown, and it's not like you don't have the movement. But Nang Tui, I would say that is a missed opportunity, but, well, not overall for Thailand. There's still a chance for him to go in for the takedown. The Blues closing in. Laos right now will be trapped into one side. A shift is favoring Thailand at this point, and they're just barricading themselves. LO8 will be first to go down. We thought it would be Ijerd.
I thought the same too. Nang Tui now springs into action and finds two in a row. The triple takedown. Thailand 1 round away from finals.
Yeah, match point to end it. And a 2-0. So Laos, we're loving adjustment. There's more chances really for them to bring it up, but it's tough though. Again, the terrain that we have right now in this dam is not very helpful for the tactic of Laos. They need open ground. They need places to move around with, and this is not that place. This is the first round of our earlier match, and yes, it might have slowed down earlier, but everyone is warmed up, and I think Thailand just wants to end it.
Back to where the very first round of the last match started, where they drew first blood. The poetic to end here. Of course, this time Thailand starting on the other side of the location. Laos all hands on deck, but Thailand, they are making so much progress. So much ground has been covered already. Not sure if Kaino is ready to receive this, but they will be able to barricade themselves for now.
Yeah, I mean, they just pushed Laos away outside the next phase of the circle. PLMTV will be taking down Kaino! Reversal against Onamo. And there goes a trade as well. Nang Tui, the only one remaining at this point, but still managed to survive. And a pickup or elimination will be done. Now, let's see if Racha Mom can recover that quickly to take down Nang Tui. Otherwise, it would be a chase on the next phase. And no, Nang Tui, only a sliver of health, slowly recovering and covering his fat as well with those glue walls. Not so much of opening for him, and this might be it. And another point might go to Laos.
He just needs 2 seconds to heal back up. Has he really bought himself enough time? It seems like that is going to be the case. The 3 great sages of the Hidden Leaf, Nang Toi on the Jiraiya, somehow surviving the pursuit of the two biggest villains from the Uchiha clan. If Nang Toi clutches this out, it would be a heck of a way to end this first series. Nang Toi once more finds time to heal back up. And Laos are giving him the respect that I don't think he deserves in this case. Run him down 2-1. But Nang Toi now back to full health. They're going to try and play the circle, play safe and slow. Nang Toi needs an isolated fire. Here we go. Finally, the double up. And Laos keeps themselves in it for one more round off the back of Ratchamong.
Yeah, the dream is still alive for Laos at this point. Again, 1 point difference between them as Thailand is in match point. Pristine movement. And when we thought that push by Thailand would cause Laos to lose another round, probably the entirety of this matchup, they are still in play. Now, let's see though if they can turn things around one more time to tie it up and Brawl bring this round home.
See if they can max out the rounds to be played. Copper once more on the eastern side. This time has a bit more backup. Nang Toi and Ija, they're walking with him. PLMTV quickly realizes that he's going to get outnumbered. Thailand continues to run at them. Copper leading the charge, makes the call to push on forward, and the rest of the Thai team, they spring into life. And Laos, they're quickly getting forced back.
Yeah, they are being forced back, but this is how, or what happened earlier as well. But let's see if this, or they can make this work. Now, the split is still 2-2 for Thailand as they converge into a 3-1. Copper, another style to move onto the other side, but there's not so much of opening. There is those containers that he needs to work with, and glue walls is not helping them make it that fast.
Yeah, I do like the Laos senses something wrong and immediately backs off from where the exit of where Copper came out of. Now they have that high ground. They get to constantly boost themselves up and jump spot the members of Thailand. Thailand is still attempting to get some damage in, but this time unsuccessful.
Yeah, I mean, the LMTV was almost in trouble there because he was jumping around and managed to be boosted accidentally. And if he could have fallen down on that tower of glue walls, that might have been the end of it. But Hanoi right now, who will need to deal with a 1v2, but also PLMTV and LOB miss the opportunity to take down Copper at that point, and they are just going in for the shift the circle. Ratchamong being
First
taken down, no
blood.
pickup will be happening, and Thailand will be going in around everyone else. PLM TV will try to go in fight against 1v2, will not survive, and there goes Thailand, winning another game as well as the series.
And with a 2-0 scoreline, Thailand heads to the grand finals tomorrow, where they will wait for their opponents either from Vietnam or from Indonesia. They send Laos packing. This series, this match at least, a whole lot closer than the first one. It's not a 6-0 sweep. This one ended 6-4. But when push comes to shove, Thailand really came out on top. That very last round, we saw Ratchamong. He was sitting in the corner waiting to ambush, I believe, Nang Tui, but ends up losing the 1v1. And with the linchpin down, there really wasn't much gas left in the tank for the Laotians. And it's like that booyah for the Thai KOL team. And now they get to relax for the rest of the day and support BRU, maybe in Falcons, as they will be heading onto the main stage in an hour or two for the actual event.
Yeah, definitely. And there we have it. I mean, we are seeing the winners just going over against a Laos team. Just and these are KOLs, and these are, I would say, similar to what we've seen in the pro players. Opponents in game, but still friends off game. So that is what they have to offer right now. But there ends the first match, the first KOL match that we have for today, and Thailand is still on top. But what follows, what, as you said, is tough to call. Vietnam and Indonesia would be in the mix.
Yeah, that one is going to be a more exciting one. You know, we might end up getting the, what do you call it, the full package, right? All three matches, all 11 rounds each matches. Who knows? Well, at least in the Vietnamese team can rest assured that Russia isn't playing on the KOL team for ID. You know, like 3 years ago that would have been the case, but now he is competing under the Evo's Divine banner, so that's one less monster to worry about. But still, I think coming up it's going to be a whole lot interesting. Now that we've seen a glimpse of this unique format, only shotguns, you know, level 4 vest and helmet, repair kit, you know, infinite glue walls, no economy to worry about. I wonder how both Indonesians and Vietnamese teams going to approach this.
Yeah, I mean, it's good lesson that they've seen that first round happen as well. They know how to play the game, and I'm pretty sure they've done that before. They have some practice run against their opponents, and not just those that are set up, even the others that is not against them on that first round, because these are KOLs and they love Free Fire so much that they could have been already playing in the backgrounds before the day even started. But this just a show match that we would love to see more, because again, the Battle of the Nations, the Battle of the KOLs is just showing or being the preview of what's about to happen. The pros playing against the pros will be at a later time. So don't just wait back. Don't be, I would say, don't rush things, because there's a lot more preview that will be happening, especially when Team Aimfob as well as Dominators, and I guess that is a team name of the two KOL teams that we have to wait for before the pros really get into play.
Yeah, we have so many things lined up today, right? We start off with this, where we have, you know, the KOLs from different nations go up against each other, you know, Thailand against Laos, and then with Indonesia against Vietnam, and then we get 3 sets of official matches between our invited pro teams, and then we get the lone wolf matches between the KOLs, and then we go back to our pro teams and check out who advances to the finals. So there's a lot of series lined up for today. If you guys haven't grabbed your coffee yet, if you guys haven't gotten your energy drinks or whatever to stay awake, you should do so, because we are going to be here all day, all night.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm pretty sure they will be awake, because there's a lot of excitement that is happening. We haven't seen so much of all those skills, of all those jutsus being put out, all those keepsakes being used. So that is one thing that we want to see as well, especially of those who are missing out from the update that happened. But this time around, our MVP, again from Thailand, Nang Tui. 10 elimination, but more damage compared to what Copper has offered earlier, 38-57. So going back to the Misfits on the chat, yes, it is tough for me to get 10 eliminations. So, wow, props to Nang Tui and Copper.
Yeah, I can't get 10 eliminations myself, but I can contribute 10 eliminations to the enemy. I think that's my special skill set. Not really the most useful in a Clash Squad environment, but I digress. You know, it's a matter of perspective, right? The numbers they stand out either way. Congratulations once more to our Thai KOLs. They advanced to the grand finals, but I'm pretty sure that they're gonna stick around at the venue. So if any of you guys are right there and you guys spot them, just approach them. I'm pretty sure they're pretty friendly, or maybe you might even get a game or two in with them and take photos with them. Remember, enjoy the venue, enjoy the games, enjoy all the booths that Garena has to offer.
Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities to meet up with all survivors out there, Free Fire fans, especially on that venue, and a lot of activities as well. So those who are fan of posting social media, that is like a treasure trove at this point. So many photos, so many personalities that you get to meet. And again, like me and Husky is saying, we would love to be there, but right now we are there in spirit and in voice as well.
Yeah, we are always there with you guys, one way or the other. I think, you know, again, one way we can I can interact with you guys again, pop quizzes, right, trivias, Naruto trivia. So I've been waiting like 2 decades for this moment. What is Naruto's son name? Oh, that one's actually very easy. But
that's easy. I know that.
Truth be told, I've not watched a single episode of that. Right? I like my journey ends with the Shippuden folks.
Right, let's bring it back to the stage right now for the interview for the players that we've seen right here. So let's listen what they have to say.
สไตล์การเล่นคนละเรื่องเลยนะฝั่งหนึ่ง attacker อีกฝั่งหนึ่ง defender โอ้โหไม่ธรรมดาอ่ะมาเดี๋ยวเรามาสัมภาษณ์กันดีกว่า move to the first questions เลยดีกว่านะคะอยากรู้เลยไหนๆมันก็แข่งในโหมด 4-4 แล้วมันมีธีมของนารูโตะแอดอินเข้ามาถามแบบ favorite character กันเลยดีกว่า character ของนารูโตะที่ collab กับ Free Fire แล้วน้องๆชอบคนละ1ตัวค่ะ
Alright, so moving on our first questions. Okay, so which Naruto character in Free Fire is your favorite?
อ่ะมาน้องชายพี่เปิดมา
ผมนะครับผมชอบซาสึเกะครับผม
ซาสึเกะไม่แน่ในอนาคต
สำหรับผมก็คาคาชิอะครับผม
จริงต้องรอตอบได้
ชอบซากุระครับ
โอ้โห
เพราะว่ามันสวยเหมือนแฟนผม
นี่เด็กนี่มันร้าย
ผมชอบนารูโตะครับ
โอเค
It's like none of them are in like Shippuden version, right?
yeah
It's
and
like
I think they are on the Hokage side on the
Hokage
Konoha side
the good side.
yeah the good side they grow up with like a shonen jump
Yeah, like not a
something
good
like
at
that
all.
คือพี่แซวกันว่าแบบเฮ้ยทำไมเขาเลือกแต่ตัวดีหมดเลยอ่ะไม่แบบชอบแบบตัวร้ายบ้างหรอหรืออะไรอย่างเงี้ยเราก็เลยบอกว่าเราโตมากับว่าฮีโร่สไตล์นี่ประมาณนี้อ่ะ let's move to the second questions แล้วก็คำถามที่2เนี่ยพี่เลยอยากรู้ว่าการที่ฟรีไฟอ่ะไปคอลแลบครั้งยิ่งใหญ่กับนารูโตะครั้งเนี้ยแล้วมันมีโหมดการเล่นที่มันชาเลนจ์มากยิ่งขึ้นพวกเรารู้สึกตื่นเต้นหรือรู้สึกแบบท้าทายกับการเล่นครั้งนี้ไหม
Alright, to our second questions. Do you think that this collaboration Free Fire and Naruto Shippuden adds more fun and challenge to the competition?
ก็ตื่นเต้นมากนะครับ แล้วก็ท้าทายมากด้วยนะครับ เพราะว่ามีแบบสีสันในเกมที่แปลกใหม่มาก ไม่ว่าจะเป็นแผนที่นะครับ หรือว่าจะเป็นเมือง แล้วก็จะเป็นราเมง แล้วก็จะมีทั้งดาวกระจายด้วยนะครับที่ให้ปลา
He said that he really liked this collaboration because it adds more challenging into the game, and there are a lot of items and teams in like a ramen and kurenai and weapons like that.
Oh, it's cool. Or maybe like I want to look to a second one, like to listen to their thoughts. You know?
โอเคมีใครอยากแอดอัพอะไรอย่างอื่นไหมจ๊ะDo you have anything to add up หรือ Do you want to tell all of your fans that coming to cheer you up here อยากจะพูดอะไรกับแฟนๆที่มาเชียร์ที่นี่ไหม
ก็ขอบคุณทุกคนที่เชียร์นะครับที่เชียร์ทีมประเทศไทยก็ขอบคุณมากๆครับพวกผมทำเต็มที่แน่นอนแล้วก็พรุ่งนี้รอบชิงก็อย่าลืมมาเชียร์ทีมไทยกันด้วยนะครับไทยแลนด์สู้แน่นอนครับผม
So we did all our best and thank you to everyone that cheering up for us and tomorrow wait and see for the final round
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really lovely and also very challenging at the same time.
yes และนี้นะคะก็จบเป็นที่เรียบร้อยสำหรับการสัมภาษณ์และอินเทอร์วิวกันแล้วนะคะเดี๋ยวเราพักเบรกกันสักครู่หนึ่งนะแล้วเดี๋ยวกลับไปเจอกันกับคู่ต่อไปค่ะ
And this is the end of our interview, and now we will head back to our little break before we running into a new couple of match.
Thank you very much to Yunsul and Yuki as always. You heard it from the folks of the Thai KOL teams. Very different preferences and characters that they like. All of them liking the protagonists. But I'm gonna be the guy. I like the Akatsuki. I like Uchiha Madara the most. And let's see if the next upcoming series from the Vietnam and the Indonesian KOL will bring us more action-packed Free Fire actions. We're gonna go for a short break, and when we come back, more Free Fire action in this collaboration show match continues. We'll be back.
The Free Fire Ninja Clash Squad tournament begins with a Swiss stage featuring 8 teams competing for 4 spots in the playoffs. In this stage, each team must secure 2 booyahs to qualify, but any team that loses 2 matches will be eliminated. All matches in the Swiss stage are played as a best of 3 series. Day 1 kicks off with round 1, where no teams from the same region will face each other. Teams that lose in round 1 move to the elimination round on day 2, where they will still have a chance to claim one of the last 2 spots in the playoffs if they can survive from this round. Once the Swiss stage ends, the 4 teams with 2 booyahs advance to the playoffs, which follow a single elimination format with best of 3 series matches. The tournament concludes with a best of 5 series at the grand final to determine the champion.
Aqui é a Falcons, porque todos os campeonatos de X4 que teve aqui na Tailândia, eles acabaram ganhando. Bermuda, porque é o mapa mais antigo do jogo e sempre que vem esse mapa a gente ganha. O Asana, depois que atualizou o meta, ele nunca mais foi o mesmo.
Meu personagem favorito do Naruto é o Itachi, porque desde o anime como no jogo, a skin dele tá muito da hora, as habilidades dele estão muito da hora também, e é isso que faz ele meu favorito. As equipes deixa eu ver, Buriram, Ivos, Falcons, R7, quem mais? WAG, Fluxo também, todas. Um jogador que não deveria estar aqui era o De Cruz, da Buriram, porque, querendo ou não, já tá aposentado, não joga há muito tempo, então, mano, já deu, né? Eu estou muito confiante e, mano, pra mim, nosso time disparado no top 1 aí. Pode vir qualquer outro time aí, mas não vai dar jogo pra eles. Eu acho que talvez tenha um pouquinho de dificuldade, porque é um modo que a gente não é acostumado tanto a jogar assim. Mas creio que a bala, a mecânica e tudo vai surpreender todo mundo aí. Acho que o fator mais positivo do nosso time é mecânica, bala, estratégia também, habilidades, então, e muita calma também, querendo ou não.
Mi personaje favorito es Naruto porque creo que la historia que tiene es muy motivadora. Mi mapa favorito en Free Fire es Bermuda porque es el primer mapa que salió en todo el juego y me gusta mucho. Yo creo que el oponente más complicado para nosotros es EVOS porque vienen de salir campeones mundiales y la confianza de ellos yo creo que debe estar muy alta.
Los oponentes más complicados para nosotros son Team Falcons, ya que tienen muy buenos jugadores en su equipo. A los, ya que en los entrenamientos nos vienen muy bien. Buriram, por favor, nosotros no estamos asustados ni un poco. ¿Ustedes nos tienen miedo? T-Cruz, ya que en la EWC no participó en ninguna partida y creo que ya es historia. Sí, me siento muy confiado de poder barrerlo nuevamente. Podemos salir campeones.
Mungkin player yang kurang bagus di turnamen ini Wasana sih, karena di turnamen terakhir juga dia main jelek aja. Favorit karakter Naruto di Free Fire mungkin lebih ke Sasuke sih, karena keren gitu.
Favorit gue di karakter Naruto mungkin Naruto sih, soalnya dia dari ceritanya pun sedih dan bisa jadi yang terkuat.
Ya semua tim lah, karena ya apa ya, ya bisa jadi kan semua tim ketemu semua, jadi kita pengen coba ketemu semua tim sih.
Lawan terberat mungkin Falcon ya, soalnya kemarin tuh dia waktu di Vietnam habis juara dan ya di pikiran gua dia lawan yang terberat.
Ya mungkin Buriram lah, karena apa ya, ya kita pede aja sih lawan mereka. Ya kita nggak punya kelebihan, nggak punya kekuatan, tapi kita percaya pasti kita bisa menang.
Favorit gua di map kelas squad Bermuda karena lebih hafal aja kompon-komponnya dan kayaknya lebih gampang sih.
นารูโตะครับเพราะว่าผมอยากแยกร่างได้เหมือนนารูโตะมีนาโตะแล้วกันครับตัวละครคาแรคเตอร์ดูฟูลเท่ดีครับฟินิเชอร์ภายในเกมก็ไม่ได้แนวเคโรโร่แล้วนะครับก็ไม่ได้โหดขนาดนั้นครับฟอลคอนเคโรโร่แล้วนะครับระเบิดตาดีครับแต่ว่าติดเลิกครับอ้อมไปตายครับไม่ก็อ้อมไปแล้วก็เพื่อนตายหมดแล้วก็ไม่ได้ทำอะไรครับเซเว่นครับเพราะว่าดูจากการซ้อมแล้วก็ไม่เท่าไหร่ครับคิดว่าไม่มีนะครับชนะสบายๆเพราะว่ามันระดับเวอร์นะครับถ้าได้แชมป์ก็อยากได้แชมป์ให้มันสมศักดิ์ศรีครับก็ทีมาคิวครับเพราะว่าเป็นคู่แข่งกันมานานครับก็อยากเจอมันครับน่าจะเป็นรัตยาจากอีโวดีวายครับเพราะว่าสไตล์การเล่นโหดครับเล่นตำแหน่งเดียวกับผมด้วยก็อยากเจอในแคทคอร์ครับก็อาจจะไม่ง่ายเหมือนที่ผ่านมาเพราะว่ามีทีมจากบราซิลมาด้วยครับคิดว่าไม่น่าง่ายครับเพราะว่าทีมเป็นทีมระดับสูงทุกทีมครับน่าจะยากอยู่แต่ก็จะพยายามให้ดีที่สุดครับ
nhân vật yêu thích nhất của em là Naruto, bởi vì nhân vật chính.
Nhân vật trong bộ truyện Naruto mà em yêu thích nhất là Itachi vì nó cool ngầu và khá là mạnh ở trong phim.
Dạ là Falcon, tại vì tụi em đã thất bại với họ trước 2 lần.
Đội tuyển mà em muốn đánh bại nhất là Esports bởi vì em đã thua họ ở mùa giải trước.
Dạ em nghĩ là Fluso, bởi vì bên Brazil họ không mạnh về mặt tử chiến.
Em nghĩ đội dễ đánh bại nhất là RQ bởi vì em không đánh giá cao tay tỉa của team RQ. Map yêu thích nhất của em là map quân sự bởi vì em luyện tập cái map đấy trong buổi stream và bắn răng rất nhiều.
กลับมาแล้วค่ะทุกคนค่ะโอ้โหเปิดมาคู่แรกก็มันขนาดนี้เกือบเต็มกราฟต้องมาลุ้นต่อไปค่ะว่าคู่ต่อไปนี้จะเต็มกราฟกันขนาดไหนนะคะและนี่คือการแข่งขัน CS Elite ค่ะซึ่งคู่ต่อไปค่ะจะเป็นการแข่งขันระหว่างทีมเวียดนามเจอกับอินโดนีเซีย
Welcome back to the Clash Squad Elite Tournament, and our next match will feature the Chaos come from Vietnam clashing against with Chaos from Indonesia. So I think it's time to welcome them to the stage right now.
และตอนนี้ค่ะได้เวลาต้อนรับพวกเขากันแล้วเพราะฉะนั้นขออนุญาตขอเสียงต้อนรับทีมจากอินโดนีเซีย
First of all, let's welcome our Indonesian team to the stage.
และนี่คือทีมเวียดนาม
Let's welcome Vietnam team.
และต่อไปนี้ค่ะคือคู่แข่งของทีมเวียดนามจะเป็นใครไปไม่ได้นอกจากทีมจากประเทศอินโดนีเซีย
And that is the Vietnam team on the stage. And now it's officially the Indonesian teams on the stage.
และแน่นอนค่ะว่าก็เป็นตามธรรมเนียมนะคะของ Free Fire เราค่ะเมื่อนักกีฬาทั้งสองทีมอยู่บนเวทีแห่งนี้แล้วก็ให้เขาจับมือทำความรู้จักกันหน่อยก่อนที่จะไปแข่งขันกันในเกมและประจำโพสิชันค่ะ
So Vietnam versus Indonesia, they've always been clashing together against in the Clash Squad mode, and now finally having a chance to meet again in the World Tournament like this. So it's your time to shake your opponent's hand and get prepared for your first match.
ได้เวลาของการแข่งขันสุดเดือดกันอีกแล้ว ทุกๆคนคะที่กำลังรับชมอยู่ตอนนี้คิดว่ายังไงกันบ้างคะสำหรับศึกในครั้งนี้ระหว่างทีมนะคะอินโดนีเซียและทีมเวียดนามใครจะเป็นฝ่ายชนะ ขึ้นอยู่กับคุณแล้วค่ะ สามารถส่งเสียงเชียร์กันได้นะคะ แล้วก็คอมเมนต์กันได้เลยค่ะ แต่ว่าตอนนี้ค่ะ ได้เวลาไปรับชมการแข่งขันกันแล้ว ถ้าพร้อมกันแล้วเราจะขออนุญาตส่งเวทีนี้ต่อให้กับชาวแคสเตอร์
The competitive scene right here is really intense. Since this is the second couple that we are right now, so I can totally feel the heat. So, Shoutcaster, it's your time now.
Welcome back, survivors, to the hidden mic village. As you guys witnessed at the Valley of the End, a showdown between two big regions, Indonesia and Vietnam, in this Free Fire All-Star Ninja Clash Squad tournament. It's me, Husky, alongside gentleman Neptune Garcia. We are getting ready to head into this best of 3, and I think the atmosphere is already getting pretty tense. You know, you can feel the rivalry between the two teams, even though this is just their KOLs.
Yeah, it's just the KOLs, but the region has brought in a lot of rivalry overall from the past. And this is where we want to see more of an even matchup. We were expecting that in the previous one, but we know how Thailand is in terms of playing Free Fire. So let's see if these two teams, though they are influencers, but they also have teams. So from Vietnam, that's Team Aimpob, if I got that correct. And we have Dominator Esports from Indonesia. So one has won a battle or went into Battle of Stars Season 3. The other one is also part of the 33rd SEA Games Vietnam qualifiers. So let's see if this is the spicier KOL matchup that we're going to watch up. You did mention that they can bring it all through the end of a best of 3 as well as of those 11 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, we call them, we say that these are just, key opinion leaders, big influencers, content creators, but they do have their accolades, right? Again, to be in, for example, the 33rd SEA Game Vietnam qualifier, that is not an easy feat, especially when we look at these tournaments that, that's, for example, SEA Games or ASEAN Games. You would think that they would take the best of the best from the pro teams, but sometimes you have hidden gems like this, and this.
That is, a story that we don't want to see, but you know how it is. Some teams can really pop off and just overshadow an entire region or some teams from that region. So this is where they are.
Was literally one of the OG highlight collaborations, right? A literal, mega star from the Brazil. And I remember on that big stage, that's where Corinthians lifted the trophy. And then we had J Beeps. Then we have C Ronaldo. I don't think I've seen any other titles out there or anything that I've worked on that has something of this scale. And I think that's still relevant until today. Every now and then, JB was back in the meta. C Ronaldo is now back with the time turner on that chrono. I think DJ Arlock is probably the one that still gonna needs a bit of number tweakings, but when he was relevant, he was a menace.
It does work. It does work in, I would say, in Clash Squad, and that is one feature, one mode in the game that really features a lot of those active and passive skills. So I guess there's still Alok is still in the mix, and I'm not talking about the music mix. But anyways, we are prepping up right now for the second series of our KOL Clash Squad Elite battle, and this is a Free Fire and Naruto Shippuden collaboration, the Ninja Wars Chapter 2. Everyone's excited right now to be part of this event, not only for those on the venue but also in the chat. So really appreciate those who are hanging back with us whilst we are waiting for the match to begin.
Yeah, and especially those that have stuck with Free Fire since the beginning. I know, especially those from the regions that are waiting for the circuit to be launched or reactivated. The Bangladeshis, for example, those from Sri Lanka, Nepal, Pakistan. They've been with us for a long time, and with the recent emergence and recent attendance of Red Hawks at DWC, at least we are seeing the region slowly get revived. I've been getting some texts. I know some people ask me when is our region going to be brought up. I have no idea, but I would say at least that is an eventuality. You know, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
We just have to be patient
Exactly.
and wait for it. We had Sri Lanka in FF. It's not. Is it called FFWS or FFMC? I don't remember. Like,
MCPS.
MCPS, yes. MCPS. What 2022, I believe. Like for one season, we have like Revenant Esports from India playing, and that was quite an experience.
Definitely. I mean, once like India is back on its feet in Free Fire, there's really a huge chance that things will be popping off. Again, I did mention about FFMIC, so it's a continuation of the India Cup that is currently happening, and I really love to see how that's going on. Who would be the champions in there? There's a lot of things that is happening at a global scale in terms of Free Fire. So as Husky did mention, if you're in a country, in a region that hasn't experienced or in a while hasn't experienced a tournament just yet, it might not happen this year. It might be for next year, but don't take our word for it. There's a lot that is happening, and how it is popping off right now. This is just the beginning. 2025 is just the beginning of that global movement, of that global Free Fire revolution.
Yeah, we're gonna put the whole globe under the infinite Tsukuyomi if we can, to make sure that this is our time to see good energy in the mall, you know. And another thing is, like, we look at the schedule, we know that this is gonna be a long and eventful day for sure. We haven't even gotten into the main course, right? This is just the appetizer. We haven't even seen the pro teams on the stage duking it out, and who knows how long those games are gonna get, how interesting those games are gonna get. And now my question is, we got a full house before the event even started. Are we gonna have that by the end of the day? Because I sure hope that the crowd does not leave until we turn off the lights at the mall.
I don't think so. I don't think they will be leaving, because there's a lot of things that is happening. And it's already heated in this KOLCS Elite Squad matchup, and it's getting even more hotter once we get in onto that final battle. We are going to start that round one of the Pro Teams Clash Squad battle. But before we go there, we're going to go for the start of the second series. It's Indonesia going against Vietnam. Who's going to win? We still have to find out, and let's go.
Right off the bat, see Indonesia very aggressive. The dual placements very far in front. Again, it's not about taking space as always. I mean, for the Vietnamese KOLs, Zeus will kind of take a back seat. An attempted wraparound from Flado. That one didn't barely push. He's going to go the other way around. The rest of the team is going to buy time for him, and this might work out if Geisen stays alive, and that would be the case for now. They did box off the side of the map, and he smells something in the air.
Oh, he smells something cooking right now, and let's see if he can throw those thunders in, lightnings in against Flado. But as you can see, one takedown already against Haaland, and the recovery as quickly as that. But no, there goes the shot. Team MT being dominated at this point. It's a 1-1 trade. Geisen has been picked up, but the potential of still turning things around is an possibility.
Very, very aggressive start. Haaland with another knock. This time to Camille. Fortunately, can't bring him back. Haaland with the confirmation. Indonesia down to just 2 DMT on the ropes right now. Both Flado and Geisen are able to stick together, thankfully. Flado rocking the Nintendo skin, cosmetic. Zeus trying to break through this labyrinth of the blue wall that everyone has somehow set out. A double up from the corner. Zeus wins that out in a 2v1 and makes his way to safety. And just like that, AMF with round 1.
AMF Team Aim Fob round 1. It's only one casualty, Cena. He's not John Doe. He has been seen and he has been taken down. But let's see if Indonesia can turn things around. Again, Vietnam is showing up a little too passive and aggressive, especially in round number 1. But later on, once everything gets heated up, I'm expecting to see what we saw from Thailand earlier. Everyone will just be rushing it.
So Indonesia, DMT tried to rush it early on, but it didn't really work out the way that they wanted, right? This time they are taking a lot of precaution to check the flank. Flado probably heard all of that footsteps and coming out. He's going to be receiving flag.
No.
That's why he just straight up backing off. AMF though, not slowing down. Roxy ends up taking the punishment. They box in Thailand. Geisen with the knock. Vietnam getting ambushed from behind. They play ring around the Rosie and they somehow ran into their own trap. Zeus with another knockdown and a confirmation, and he is the one that comes alive.
Yeah, let's see if Cena will be able to recover, but I don't think so. Amiel's already guarding him, and the chase on to Flado. He will be flat, and he will be taken out. Only a few HP remaining, and they're still trying to recover. Still alive and clicking with Zeus right now. With B onto the other side as well with John Min. Flado will be down. It is a 1v2 situation as Zeus will try and will need to recover. Kamiel fires some shots, but doesn't make it. The glue wall saves Zeus at this point.
Maneuver his way out of that this time. Unsuccessful as DMT finds the quick equalizer in that round. Pretty messy. Contrary to the first series that we have, these two teams are the gladiatorial blood. They are out for action. They are full steam ahead. You know, the gate swing open. They just run at each other with no regards at all.
No regards to human HP. No regards to HP, I would say at this point. But again, you know, Vietnam is just rushing in, similar to what we've seen earlier, and DNT just staying in one place. But the glue wall did save them, and it's still the ring around the rose being done by Vietnam, and this is where they lost that game earlier. So let's see if Indonesia and Split will be able to barricade them in and probably take them down one at a time. But again, you did mention it is scrappy from the beginning up until this time. There's no slowing down, so I think it's a reverse of what we've seen earlier from the earlier KOL match.
Of course, we also have, and I think, you know, for the Vietnam AMF decides to take the perimeter of this building, get a couple of good checkpoints set up, good enough for a boost, but also prevents Indonesia from really doing damage to them. I think the X factor is where the circle is going to move after this.
Let's see though. I mean, the circle definitely it changed the pace of the game, and that's what they're waiting for. The closure of this first phase would prompt everyone to get in position once that direction is shown on the minimap. So everyone is just showing some aggressive glue wall action. I would say aggressive glue wall action until that time comes. But Vietnam a little bit too far on the outside. Roxy is just waiting for their movement. Good thing they have a little bit of space to work with, but they need to break through, otherwise they will be stuck, and Geisen would be the first target that they have.
Some contact made Geisen, and just taking minor chip damages, but right off the bat, Flado getting knocked down by Cena as he comes out of nowhere, and he can't see him, unfortunately. KML getting knocked down too. Geisen finds a response onto Cena, but it's two members of Indonesia getting knocked down and wiped out right away. Vietnam paying for the price of one. Geisen next on the chopping block. Zeus with the pump to the chest, and Roxy now left all alone. It's Jiraiya that comes out on top. Vietnam AMF 2-1.
Zeus really bringing that on, and that's a good play definitely for him. He did manage to get 7 elimination already. Final 2 was from that play. The glue wall was just a millisecond delay, thus he managed to push it through and take down one of the players from DMT, and that gave Vietnam that advantage.
No slowing down, still running at each other, and seeing some interactions even, I think, on ground. Zeus pretty much locked in on his camp. Just ferociously communicating with the rest of his team. And Indonesia, sometimes they look over the eye of the stage to see how the opponents are reacting to the state of the game. But it's fair to say that they are willing to fight and brawl to the death. Oh, that glue wall actually gets brought down. I thought that would be the contact between AMF and DMT, and indeed there is Cena again with the first blood.
Cena right now, but that's most of the time where he fails, but no, not this time around. Still managed to take down Roxy, and another one for Vietnam will be going down, though. Howland, the only one remaining at this point. No confirmation for those who've been knocked down, so a chance that they can still retain those weapons as well as armor they have earlier. But it's already 2-2, and I am loving the trade back in points right here. It might not be back and forth, but as long as they can fight back, as long as they can bring it on for each round, it would be a longer match and anyone can win.
I gotta say, I'm very entertained just by looking at the player cams of AMF. There's like the expression, right? The seriousness that they put into this. This feels like to them probably a grand finals level of match.
Yeah.
How they are really, taking it as if it's the most important match of their life.
And that's what we call for every game, even in the pro scene. Hopefully everyone will leave, will really put in everything and treat it as if it is the grand finals overall. And that is what